Hello, New York Yankees fans. We have brand new exclusive videos and the latest news for you. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join our channel and give this video a like. It's crucial to get exclusive access to the latest updates. The baseball world has been buzzing with a kind of electricity that feels too loud to ignore, the kind that creeps into talk shows, barbershops, and late-night group chats, all circling around the same whispered idea that refuses to die. The rumor is that an explosive move is quietly taking shape behind closed doors, one that could reshape the balance of power and rewrite expectations in a way only the Bronx knows how to do. Kyle Tucker, a name already spoken with respect and a hint of awe, is being linked to the Yankees in what insiders are calling a record-setting agreement, the kind of deal that makes agents smile and front offices sweat. Nothing is confirmed, nothing is signed, but the smoke is thick enough that fans are leaning forward in their seats. The idea of Tucker wearing pinstripes feels almost cinematic, like a move scripted to dominate headlines and spark endless debate. The speculation is not just about money or star power, but about identity, about what it means when a franchise decides it is time to strike hard. People are saying the Yankees want an attack that terrifies pitchers before the first pitch is even imagined, and Tucker's name fits that dream almost too perfectly. When you listen closely to the way this rumor is being discussed, it feels less like a simple transfer and more like a strategic statement being whispered into existence. The Yankees, according to this speculation, are not merely shopping for talent. They are hunting for a symbol, someone who embodies controlled aggression and consistency wrapped in swagger. Kyle Tucker has built a reputation as a quiet destroyer, the type of player who can change a game without theatrics. And that is exactly why his name is sticking to this story. The alleged record-setting nature of the agreement adds fuel to the fire because it suggests urgency, a sense that the Yankees do not want to negotiate from a position of patience. Fans imagine front office meetings stretching deep into the night, spreadsheets glowing, debates heating up about years, clauses, and the message such a move would send. The rumor paints a picture of the Yankees deciding that waiting is no longer acceptable. They want thunder now, they want production now, and they want a face that can carry that expectation without flinching. Tucker, in this whispered narrative, becomes more than a player. He becomes a declaration. Another layer of this speculation revolves around timing and perception, the idea that both sides might see this as the perfect collision of ambition and opportunity. From a Yankees perspective, the story goes that they crave a left-handed force who can balance the lineup and punish mistakes with a smooth, almost effortless swing. Tucker's skill set fits that fantasy so cleanly that fans are already imagining how opposing managers would reshuffle their bullpens in quiet panic. On the other side, the rumor suggests that Tucker might be intrigued by the stage itself, the relentless spotlight, the chance to etch his name alongside legends. The Yankees are not just a team, they are a megaphone, and for a player confident in his craft, that amplification can be intoxicating. This speculation thrives because it feels mutually beneficial, almost logical, even if logic often fails in real negotiations. People talk about how a record-setting deal is not just about dollars spelled out in contracts, but about respect and belief. The whispered narrative suggests that both sides might be craving exactly that, a partnership that screams confidence without ever saying a word. As this rumor grows legs, the conversation naturally shifts to how such a move would ripple through the clubhouse and beyond. The Yankees' locker room is often described as a place heavy with expectation, and the idea of adding Tucker into that environment sparks endless theorizing. Some say his calm demeanor would act as an anchor, a steady presence amid the noise that defines the franchise. Others speculate that his arrival would raise the bar instantly, forcing everyone to sharpen their focus. The record-setting aspect of the alleged agreement only amplifies this discussion because money talks loudly even when nobody wants to admit it. A deal of that magnitude suggests that the organization is ready to build around him in meaningful ways, adjusting strategies and philosophies accordingly. Fans imagine young players watching closely, veterans measuring their own roles, and the coaching staff plotting how to maximize this hypothetical weapon. The rumor becomes a story of transformation, not just addition. It suggests the Yankees are dreaming big, willing to risk criticism for the chance to dominate conversations and scoreboard alike. In this speculative universe, Tucker is not just filling a spot, he is redefining it. What makes this rumor especially sticky is how perfectly it aligns with the Yankees' mythology of bold moves and dramatic statements. History has trained fans to expect fireworks, and the idea of Kyle Tucker arriving in a record-setting deal feels like a familiar, yet thrilling echo of past eras. People talk about how the Yankees thrive when they lean into their reputation, when they stop pretending to be cautious and instead embrace the role of the league's biggest spender and loudest contender. This speculation paints the front office as unapologetic, ready to remind everyone that the brand still carries weight. Tucker's name, paired with the mystique of pinstripes, becomes a symbol of that defiance. Even skeptics find themselves drawn into the conversation, arguing not whether it could happen, but how it would look if it did. That shift in dialogue is telling. The rumor has already done part of its job, reigniting imagination and debate. Whether true or not, it feeds the narrative that the Yankees are always one bold stroke away from reshaping the league, and that thought alone keeps fans glued to every whisper. By the time you reach the heart of this speculation, it feels less like gossip and more like a collective fantasy being built brick by brick. Social spaces hum with mock lineups, imagined introductions, and slow-motion replays that exist only in the mind. The idea of an explosive attack anchored by Tucker wearing Yankees colors taps into something emotional, something primal about fandom. People want to believe their team is capable of grand gestures, of moves that feel inevitable in hindsight. The rumored record-setting agreement becomes the ultimate proof of commitment, a signal that mediocrity is not an option. Even those who caution patience admit that the fit makes a dangerous amount of sense. In this first wave of speculation, the story is about desire, ambition, and the seductive power of possibility. Nothing is official, nothing is promised, yet the rumor breathes on its own. It lives in the spaces between statements, growing stronger with every retelling, daring the baseball world to imagine what happens if this whispered dream suddenly becomes reality. As the conversation rolls forward into its second phase, the speculation deepens and becomes more analytical, almost philosophical, as if fans and commentators are trying to prepare themselves emotionally for either outcome. In this part of the rumor, the focus shifts to consequences, to the idea that a record-setting deal for Kyle Tucker would not just be a splash, but a commitment that reshapes priorities for years. People talk about roster flexibility, about how such a move might signal confidence in internal development or a willingness to move on from familiar faces. The Yankees, in this imagined scenario, are portrayed as architects thinking long-term while striking hard in the present. Tucker becomes the cornerstone around which strategies are built, a player expected to carry not only a bat but a vision. This layer of speculation feels heavier, more serious, because it acknowledges the cost of ambition. Fans debate whether such a bold move is necessary or risky, yet the debate itself reveals how compelling the rumor has become. It forces everyone to think bigger, to consider what kind of team the Yankees want to be known as moving forward. Another thread woven into this second wave of rumor is the impact on the broader league, the way one move can send shockwaves far beyond a single clubhouse. The idea of Tucker joining the Yankees in a record-setting agreement sparks hypothetical reactions from rivals, from front offices scrambling to respond, from pitchers adjusting their approach. This speculation imagines a league suddenly tilted, where preparation against the Yankees becomes more complex and more stressful. Tucker's presence is framed as a problem that cannot be easily solved, a constant threat that demands respect. The rumor paints a picture of broadcast booths salivating, of ticket demand surging, of narratives being rewritten before the season even breathes. It is not just about adding runs or wins, but about perception, about fear. In this imagined reality, the Yankees reclaim an aura that some believe has flickered. Tucker, calm and relentless, becomes the embodiment of that renewed menace. Whether fair or exaggerated, the speculation thrives on the idea that one player, placed in the right context, can bend the emotional landscape of the sport. There's also a quieter, more human angle to this rumor that emerges as people talk it through. In this part of the speculation, attention turns to Tucker himself, to how he might fit into the unique pressure cooker that is New York. Supporters argue that his personality, often described as composed and grounded, would serve him well under constant scrutiny. Critics wonder whether any player can truly be prepared for that intensity. The rumored record-setting nature of the deal only magnifies this question, because expectations would be sky-high from the first moment. This layer of the story is less about stats and more about psyche, about resilience and adaptability. Fans imagine interviews, early struggles, triumphant moments, all projected onto a future that does not yet exist. The speculation becomes almost narrative-driven, as if people are pre-writing chapters of a story they desperately want to read. Tucker, in this imagined journey, is not just chasing success, but testing himself against the sport's harshest spotlight. As the rumor continues to circulate, it also invites reflection on the Yankees' identity and what they believe winning should look like. This second part of the story suggests that pursuing Tucker in a record-setting deal is about reaffirming a philosophy that values proven excellence over cautious incrementalism. Supporters of the move frame it as a necessary evolution, a reminder that the franchise thrives when it is bold. Detractors worry about balance, about whether concentrating so much value in one player could limit flexibility. Yet even those concerns are wrapped in fascination, because the very fact that such a debate exists means the rumor has weight. People are not dismissing it outright, they are wrestling with it. That tension is the lifeblood of sports conversation. The speculation becomes a mirror reflecting hopes and fears, ambition and caution, all centered around one name. Tucker's hypothetical arrival forces everyone to articulate what they believe the Yankees should stand for in the modern game. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. By the time this second wave of speculation reaches its peak, the rumor feels almost inevitable, even as everyone knows inevitability is an illusion in sports. The idea of an explosive attack led by Kyle Tucker in Yankees colors has been talked into existence so vividly that reality feels secondary. Fans brace themselves for disappointment while secretly hoping for validation. The alleged record-setting agreement looms like a cliffhanger, a promise of drama waiting to be resolved. In this final stretch of the rumor, the story is no longer just about whether it happens, but about what it represents. It represents faith in star power, belief in spectacle, and a refusal to be subtle. Whether the rumor fades or erupts in a confirmation, it has already accomplished something powerful. It has reminded everyone why the Yankees command attention and why players like Tucker ignite imagination. In the end, this speculation lives in that beautiful, maddening space where hope and uncertainty collide, keeping the baseball world talking, dreaming, and waiting for the next whisper. As the rumor matures and takes on a life of its own, the second part of this imagined saga leans even more into the long-term echoes such a move could create, especially for a franchise that lives under constant evaluation. In this speculative chapter, people start talking less about the initial shock and more about sustainability, about how a record-setting agreement for Kyle Tucker would signal a philosophical commitment rather than a fleeting splash. The Yankees, in this narrative, are portrayed as fully aware that every major decision becomes a measuring stick for years to come. Tucker would not just be judged on highlights, but on leadership, consistency, and how his presence influences winning culture. The rumors suggest that this is exactly why the front office might be drawn to him, believing his steady production and calm approach could stabilize moments when pressure threatens to overwhelm. Fans imagine seasons unfolding where Tucker becomes a reference point, someone teammates lean on during tense stretches. This speculation frames the move as calculated rather than reckless, even if the price is historic. The conversation becomes about trust, about whether the Yankees believe Tucker can be a pillar in a city that demands both excellence and accountability. Another angle that fuels this second wave of rumor is how such a blockbuster agreement could redefine expectations for future negotiations across the league. In this speculative reality, executives everywhere would study the Yankees' commitment to Tucker as a benchmark, recalibrating what elite talent is worth. The alleged record-setting nature of the deal becomes more than a headline. It becomes a ripple effect. Players and agents would quietly note that the Yankees are willing to push boundaries again, potentially altering the dynamics of future talks. Fans discuss how this could either empower players or force teams into tougher decisions, reshaping competitive balance. Within this imagined framework, Tucker is not just benefiting personally, but unintentionally influencing the market. The rumor paints a picture of boardrooms buzzing, of strategies being rewritten in response. For the Yankees, this would reinforce their role as trendsetters, a team unafraid to reset the scale. Supporters love that image. Critics fear the consequences, but everyone acknowledges the weight of such a move. The speculation thrives on this sense of magnitude, on the idea that one agreement could quietly redraw lines across the sport. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.